Welcome to this introductory session on Mendeley. This presentation will cover the basics of what Mendeley is, how it can help to improve your research and writing processes, and how to actually use it. This is a general overview of what we're going to cover in this presentation. Let me start by explaining a little bit more about what Mendeley is. Mendeley is a research workflow tool and academic social network that helps you organize your documents and references. Mendeley helps you collaborate with your fellow researchers online by joining and working together in groups. You can find out about readership statistics and recommendations on Mendeley that will help you stay up to date and learn more, as well as securely stored data sets so that they can be cited and shared. Finally, you can manage and advance your career by using Mendeley. Mendeley is an academic software which is available across a number of different platforms. You can run Mendeley on your Mac, your PC, or even on Linux and in all major browsers. Mendeley offers a desktop application that you can run on your computer, a web library for whenever you're not at your computer, and a mobile application so that you can work on the go. As we proceed through this demo, you'll see how the desktop and web components work together. Let's talk briefly about how the product works, what it looks like, and how you might like to use it. The first thing you'll need to do is create an account via mendeley.com. This is completely free to do and only takes a few seconds. You'll need a Mendeley account to log into the different versions of the software. Once you've created your account, you'll be prompted to download the appropriate version of Mendeley Desktop for your current machine. You don't have to do this right away, but it's a good idea to have the desktop application installed on your main working computer. Once you've done that, you can really start to benefit from everything that Mendeley has to offer. Mendeley is a wonderful tool that will help you organize all of your references. This is what your desktop library looks like. The desktop is divided into 3 panes that follow a workflow hierarchy from left to right. Any activity in the left pane will be reflected in the center pane, and any activity in the center pane will be reflected to the right-hand side in the document details pane. The left-hand pane is where you will find your top-level library overview. There are a few default folders here: all documents, recently added, recently read, any references which you may have marked as a favorite, any references that need review, and any publications or references that you've added to your profile. You can also create folders to organize your documents, and down below you'll see any groups that you might be a member of. We will look at many of the features here, such as Mendeley Suggest and Collaboration, in more detail a little later on. The center pane shows the references list for whichever folder you have selected in the left-hand panel. So right now we're looking at all of our documents. There are a few functional elements here that I'll explain shortly. And the right-hand side pane is where you'll see document details related to the references selected in the middle pane. The right-hand panel is not only for document details like title, author, and abstract, it's also where you'll find the document-wide notes, posted annotations, content tables, and other data like embedded figures. Mendeley Web is the version of Mendeley accessible via your web browser. You'll need to be logged into your Mendeley account in order to access it. As you can see, the layout is similar to what we just saw in Mendeley Desktop, although it's been optimized for use in a browser. Mendeley makes it really easy to add documents to your library. The simplest way, of course, is to drag and drop the file directly into the center pane of your library. But there are other ways to add documents as well. From the File menu, we can review and select a few different options. You can add files or folders which may already be saved on your computer or laptop. You can also ask Mendeley to watch a folder on your computer. What this means is that as you add PDFs or other documents to that folder, the next time you log into Mendeley, Mendeley will go and retrieve and import those documents into your Mendeley library. You can also add references manually, entering your metadata in the applicable fields. And if you're already using another reference manager, such as RefWorks or EndNote or Zotero, you can easily carry across your references to Mendeley. Simply export your library from these tools to a standard format, such as RIS or BibTeX, and then proceed to import that file into Mendeley. Keeping your document details clean and complete is, of course, super important. So I wanted you to know that Mendeley takes care of most of the hard work for you. When you add a document to your library, Mendeley will do its best to automatically extract and import all of the relevant information from the article. But of course, sometimes it can happen that some of the information is missing. Fortunately, this is really easy to fix in Mendeley. Just scroll down to any of these catalog IDs and click on the little magnifying glass to run a web search and add the missing information. Sometimes Mendeley will flag references that need reviewing. From here, you can click Search to run a Google Scholar search to fill in any of the missing fields. Keep in mind that you can always edit these fields manually at any time, and if you make any mistakes, simply undo your changes. There are a few other ways to add documents to your library, namely the Mendeley Web Importer and the Mendeley Research Catalog. The Mendeley Web Importer is an invaluable tool when performing literature reviews or searching in databases for articles of interest. If you visit mendeley.com import, you'll find the instructions on how to install the bookmarklet into your web browser, as well as information on the databases which are currently supported. The bookmarklet will tell Mendeley everything it needs to know to add the article you identify into your library, including all of the metadata. So let me show you what this looks like in action. Anytime you come across any interesting article online, or when you do a search on Google Scholar or one of the many other supported websites, you can save articles to your library by clicking the browser bookmark Save to Mendeley. When you do this, a modal window like this one will pop up, where you can select the article or articles that you want to import, and then simply click on Save, and you're done. If you have access to the article via your institutional network, a PDF icon will generally indicate that the article or file is accessible, and it will then be saved automatically to your library along with a reference metadata. Mendeley has partnered with ScienceDirect and Scopus to make importing articles and references into your Mendeley library even easier and faster. From Scopus and ScienceDirect, simply click on Export and you'll see the Save to Mendeley option. So you can add that article directly to your Mendeley library. Options to save to Mendeley show up in many other databases, but if an integrated solution like this isn't available, you've always got the web importer, which will also do the trick. Whenever you open Mendeley Desktop, one of the first things you should do is click on Sync. Unlike other reference managers, Mendeley securely syncs your library between devices and backs it up online. That means that Mendeley Desktop and Web update each other, so you will always have access to all of your articles and references, even if you're not at your computer. Your library is 100% secure and isn't visible to anyone else, but syncing does allow Mendeley to analyze your library anonymously in order to make personalized suggestions to you on request. This allows you to discover other researchers and research in your field and see what articles are most popular right now. Now that you're familiar with adding references to your library, let's talk about how you can add order to and structure your library. Mendeley Desktop's interface is fairly intuitive, especially if you're familiar with programs like iTunes or even Gmail. The left-hand panel offers a number of different options to help filter your document list to exactly what you need to find. The default position when opening Mendeley Desktop is All Documents, which will list all items in your library. You can use the column headings, such as author, title, year, etc., to reorder your documents. This can be especially useful for finding works, for instance, by a specific author. When you add references or documents to your library, they will initially be marked as unread, indicated by a large green dot in the second column. You can toggle this on and off by clicking it. Alternatively, a document will be marked as read once you spend a certain amount of time reading it in the Mendeley PDF reader. You can star documents to mark them as favorites, and then these can easily be retrieved from your favorites folder on the left. You can also use the left-hand panel to access items that you've recently added or recently read. Folders allow you to quickly file your references under different topic headings. You can drag and drop references from your library onto the folder name in the left panel to add that particular reference to one of your folders. You can also create folders and assign them as subfolders to another folder. Mendeley offers a powerful search tool to help you locate items in your library. Just enter your search term in the top right box, and Mendeley will filter your current view to show references which contain that term. It will also search within the full text of PDF papers which appear in your library. The search is context specific, so if you're not getting the results you expect, make sure that you have the appropriate folder selected in the left-hand panel. If in doubt, select all documents. Use the clear button, which appears on the yellow toolbar, to remove the search filter. You can also use tags to help locate a reference or references within your library. You can add multiple tags to any of your references using the document detail panel once you have the reference selected. And then use the filter by my tags over here on the left to be able to go back and review any articles that you've tagged. The list of available tags will only display tags used in your current folder view. So again, make sure you're viewing the appropriate folder or all documents before attempting to filter. As you can see, we've paid a lot of attention to features that will allow you to easily search and filter your references within Mendeley Desktop. There is an additional option that can be found in your Preferences menu, so clicking on Mendeley Desktop and then Preferences brings you to the File Organizer, which will allow you to keep your PDFs nicely organized. By selecting the desired location, file name, and folder structure, Mendeley uses the references metadata to rename the folders and files to your selections. Here is a simple example of a folder containing a large number of articles. As you can see, there are several articles that have very similar encrypted file names, which is quite common when downloading articles from journals, websites, or databases. And here is what it looks like when you have activated the File Organizer. In this case, we didn't choose to create subfolders, but we did select to organize the files by author, date, and title. Now these files will be easy to recognize, even from outside Mendeley. As your library keeps growing, it can be difficult to recall if you've already added a reference to your library or not, and inevitably you end up adding the same article twice, sometimes more. But don't worry, in most cases Mendeley recognizes the article and just keeps the one entry, or attaches the PDF to the reference if it didn't already have a file attached. In other cases though, you may end up having to check for duplicates. From your top navigation, go to Tools and check for duplicates. Mendeley will identify any duplicate entries and offer to merge these into a single combined entry. You'll be prompted to check the details of the combined version before the merger is complete, allowing you to take details from each of the entries that you're merging. So we've just finished talking about how to set up your references library and how to go about organizing and finding your references. Now it's time to read some of your articles. Mendeley has a built-in PDF reader. The layout will be familiar to you if you've ever used Adobe Acrobat or similar software. At the top of the screen, you'll see a number of tools like Pan, Note, Highlight, etc. You'll also notice that Mendeley operates a tabbed format, allowing you to open multiple PDFs at once and to switch back and forth between them. If you reopen a PDF that you've opened previously, Mendeley will remember where you were up to and take you back to where you left off. The search box in the top right corner is context specific. So whereas previously we used the search box to search within our library, now we can use it to search within the PDF. In this case, the search box will only search across the full text of the research article you're currently reading by highlighting the search terms and allowing you to cycle through them. You can highlight important passages using the highlight tool, just as you would when reading a physical copy. This allows you to pick out important passages from a paper. You can also add notes to the paper to help organize your thoughts. These can be done either in the note box, which appears in the document details panel. These are notes that are document-wide, and they can also be viewed from the main library view without opening the paper for reading. Alternatively, you can add sticky notes to specific locations in the text. These allow you to make content-specific notes at a particular location. Sticky notes that are added in this way will appear in the list of annotations in the document details panel. You can use these entries to jump to the appropriate location within the paper, allowing you to retrieve your notes in context. We've gone through the steps of how to set up your library, organize your articles and references, and use the PDF viewer to read and annotate. It's about time we got started on writing your own papers. Mendeley comes with a built-in citation plugin that will save you time by helping you cite references as you work on your manuscript. No more tedious hours checking citation styles and creating your own bibliographies. Mendeley will do all of the hard work for you, making it ideal for submitting assignments and resubmissions to different journals or publishers. You'll first need to install the citation plugin. This can be done via the Tools menu within Mendeley Desktop. The citation plugin supports Microsoft Word for Windows and Mac, and the free alternative LibreOffice for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Depending on which of these you've installed, you will see the prompt to install the plugin. Once installed, the citation plugin will appear within your word processor. Its appearance will vary slightly depending on your operating system, but you will see the same buttons and options in both. So let's go ahead and open the word processor to see the citation plugin in action. On a Mac, the plugin looks like a bar that lists the functions of Mendeley. You can move this bar wherever you like, or you can hide it. If it accidentally disappears, don't worry. Go to View, then Toolbars, and click Mendeley Toolbar to make it reappear. In Windows, the plugin looks a little bit different, as you can see below. You can find it under the References tab, and the toolbar is integrated in the ribbon. Inserting a citation is achieved by first positioning your cursor in the appropriate location and pressing the Insert Citation button, which appears in your Mendeley toolbar. You'll need to be running Mendeley Desktop in the background, and you'll be prompted to start it if it's not currently running. Pressing the button will open the Mendeley search tool. This box allows you to run a search based on author name or keyword, and it will return results from your library. Once you locate the article which you'd like to cite, you can go ahead and select it and then click on OK. You'll see that the citation is added into your document. Its appearance will vary depending on which citation style you currently have active, but we'll talk more about this shortly. In terms of adding citations to your document, that's really all there is to it. If you're looking for a particular citation and you can't remember the details, you can insert or edit citation, and instead of running a search, you can simply go to Mendeley in order to review the references within your library. You'll notice there are two temporary buttons which get added to your desktop: Cite and Cancel. If you want to cancel and return to your word processing document, you can do that. Otherwise, you can find the article that you want to cite and click on Cite, and it will add the citation to your document. As you work through your paper, sometimes you need to add extra citations along previously added ones. Most citation styles require you to merge citations if multiple citations apply. Mendeley can handle this for you. Just insert your two separate citations, highlight them both, and then go ahead and click on Merge Citations to combine them. Once you're done adding citations, you'll need to generate a bibliography. Ensure that your cursor is positioned where you want your bibliography to appear, and then simply press Insert Bibliography. It just takes one click. Mendeley will now look through your manuscript, pick out all of the citations that you've added and order them into a list. The exact ordering and appearance of your bibliography will depend on the citation style that you've chosen, and we'll talk about this next. Citation styles are sets of styling instructions which control how your citations and bibliography appear. Different publishers and institutions require different formatting for citations when you wish to submit a paper. Using Mendeley, you can choose the appropriate citation style for your manuscript and also switch between different styles with just a few clicks. Mendeley will restyle all the citations in your manuscript automatically. To change citation styles, open the Styles drop-down menu which appears on the Mendeley toolbar. If you don't see the style you need, you can click on More Styles to be taken to the Styles tool within Mendeley Desktop. This will also allow you to download and install new styles in seconds. Mendeley allows you to use over 6,000 different citation styles, but comes pre-installed with some of the most commonly used, such as APA, Harvard, and IEEE. If you still can't find the right style or you'd like to customize an existing style, you may want to try your hand at the CSL editor, which will allow you to customize the styles. Simply visit https://csl.mendeley.com to access the editor. Saved styles are added to Mendeley's database and will appear in your drop-down menu within Word or LibreOffice. One of the things that makes Mendeley so great is the way in which you can collaborate with fellow researchers, colleagues, and friends to discover new research, share papers, make notes collaboratively on the same article, and connect with other researchers in your field. Collaboration is a key component of research. So let's take a look at how Mendeley does collaboration. Mendeley groups allow you to come together with other users and to share resources. If you've already created or joined groups, you'll see them listed in the left panel of Mendeley Desktop underneath your personal folders. To add materials to a group, just drag and drop them from your library onto the group name. You can create new groups at any time by using the Create Group option, both on Mendeley Desktop and Mendeley Web. The process is quick and easy. Mendeley offers 3 different types of groups. Private groups are not publicly visible. Members need to be invited and can then share full-text papers with each other, which they can highlight and annotate collaboratively. Invite-only groups are publicly visible, but membership is controlled by the group admin. Anyone can follow the group to access the references, but only full members can add or edit references. And finally, open groups are publicly visible and accessible to anyone. They are listed in the groups directory on Mendeley's website, and members can add references to the group, but only the reference details will be added, not the full text document. Private groups are, well, private. These groups are not publicly visible. No one in the network knows they exist or who formed them other than the group owners and members themselves. Members need to be invited by the owner, and they need to accept the invite before they can share full-text papers with each other and work together collaboratively within the group. Private groups, like all groups, offer the ability to communicate with other members via messages posted to the newsfeed. You'll also receive notifications when new resources are added. Each post on the group's newsfeed creates a discussion thread, and you can comment on other members' posts. You can open papers shared within the private group using the Mendeley PDF reader. Any highlights and annotations that you add to the group version will be visible to other members of the group. Each contributor is assigned a color to help distinguish their changes. You can add notes or highlight particular passages to draw your collaborators' attention to particular sections of the paper. When you sign up for Mendeley, you're automatically creating a research profile on Mendeley Web. Completing your Mendeley profile is a great way to showcase your work, to encourage other users to get in touch, and to receive personal statistics on your papers. You can use your profile to share your interests and publications with the world. So as we scroll down this page, you can see a couple of different options. A great way to fill your profile is to link your ORCID and Scopus profiles to your Mendeley profile. Once you've done this, Mendeley will import your information available on those platforms and use it to populate your Mendeley profile automatically. As we scroll down the page, you can see that you can add your research interests. You have a list of your publications. You have a little bit of biographical information. You can see a list of co-authors, see a list of the people who are following you and who you're following. And finally, as we scroll down, we get to your professional experience and education history, essentially making this a very thorough online resume. Another way you can add your publications to your Mendeley web profile is from Mendeley Desktop. As you can see here on the left-hand side, I have a folder called My Publications. As I drag and drop or add files to this particular folder, they will be populated in my Mendeley web profile. You can find colleagues on Mendeley using the search functionality and clicking on People to search for somebody who you're interested in following or reaching out to. Once you review your search results, you can click into the profile for the person you're looking for, and from here, you can choose to either follow them or send them a message. It's possible to change your settings in Mendeley so that anybody who would like to follow you needs to ask your permission first. As I mentioned before, Mendeley is a great way to discover new research, to get recommendations, and to see the impact of the articles on the research community. Let me show you how Mendeley can help. Mendeley Research Catalog is an ever-growing crowdsourced database of metadata anonymously aggregated from all of the uploaded documents from more than 5 million users. As such, with over 600 million documents uploaded to Mendeley, the size and breadth of information available in our research catalog is quite impressive. If you know the name of a paper, or if you have a specific topic in mind that you'd like to run a search on, you can use the literature search from within Mendeley Desktop to search the entire Mendeley catalog. As the catalog is crowdsourced, the literature search can only retrieve papers that have already been added by other users. So if your desired result is a new or obscure paper, you may find that it hasn't yet been added to Mendeley. If the full text of a paper is available, usually as in the case with open access articles, you'll see a little icon next to the reference to show you that the full text can be downloaded as well. You can run the same search of the Mendeley catalog from Mendeley Web. Click on Search, and then run your search using the Papers tab. From here, you can review results and add references directly to your library. If you see here the Get Full Text at Journal, it will check for the full text if you're subscribed, and you can choose to limit your results to open access articles only where the full text is available. When viewing a paper in the web catalog, you have this little area here on the right called Readership Statistics. It tells you how many other Mendeley users have saved this particular reference to their profile, and you get a breakdown by discipline, by academic status, and by country. If we scroll over here to the left-hand side, I have a tab called Related Research. And this will show me, based on the behavior of other Mendeley users, articles or references which are related to that particular article. Another way to find related documents is within Mendeley Desktop, where you can select a few different documents, either from your library or within a specific folder, and then right-click and click on Related Documents. This can allow you to discover new resources connected to a set of materials, such as the items within the particular folder, and can be handy for finding niche topics or interests. When you log into Mendeley Web, you'll notice that your home page is a newsfeed. This is very similar to other social media sites such as Facebook, and allows you to quickly get up to date on what's been happening in your Mendeley account most recently. For instance, you'll see which documents have been added to groups that you're a member of, changes to researchers' profiles if you're following them, updates to the Mendeley blog, who's following whom, and so on and so forth. As we move along the top navigation, we come to Mendeley Suggest. Mendeley Suggest is a tool that allows researchers to stay up to date by offering 7 recommenders based on behavior, discipline, and interest. So you can see here that you get recommended articles based on all of the articles that you have in your library. You get recommended articles based on your research interests, based on articles or references that you've most recently added to your library, references which are popular in your discipline that you identified in your profile, references based on what you read last, and those which are trending in your discipline. Mendeley Stats is a tool that allows authors to quickly and easily understand how their publications are being read, shared, cited, and mentioned. Mendeley Stats helps to show the more immediate performance of publications. Mendeley Stats is a tool that allows authors to quickly and easily understand how their publications are being read, shared, cited, and mentioned. Mendeley Stats helps to show the more immediate performance of publications. So you can see here the number of citations that have been received, the H-index, the number of publications, the number of views, and the number of readers. If we scroll down, we get an overview of the performance timeline with views this month and citations this month. And as we scroll down further, we get an overview of the publications. Each one we can go in and view the stats, and directly on the results page here, we have an overview of the citations, the readers, and the views. And finally, if we scroll down to near the bottom, we'll get an overview of any media mentions as well. Mendeley Data offers researchers a safe and secure way to upload, access, and browse datasets anywhere for free. The data can also easily be cited and shared. Mendeley Data offers researchers a safe and secure way to upload, access, and browse datasets anywhere for free. The data uploaded here can easily be cited and shared, and often makes meeting the requirements of various funding bodies all that much easier. You can see here that I can browse existing data sets, so all of the data sets which have been uploaded previously by other Mendeley users. And if I were to click into one of them as an example, I can see the type of information that's included with these data sets. So I have all of the files available to download. I have the article with which these data sets are associated with. I can cite the data set. I can view previous versions. I have here the steps to reproduce how this data set was put together, and some related links. All of this information is what I would need to input if I were to create a new data set. Once I've input all of my information, I can come down here and I can either choose to publish it right away or set an embargo date. I can always come back to my data sets to review any data sets that I may have created previously if I'd like to edit them or maybe remove them from the database. Mendeley Careers, with over 35,000 plus job listings, promises to become the world's largest search engine for jobs in the scientific, technical, and medical fields. Mendeley Careers offers you the opportunity to search for or browse jobs by discipline and location. You can also set up job alerts, receive career advice, and look at the employers and institutions who are advertising on this website. We've covered a lot of ground in this presentation. Let me go through a few of the ways you can keep informed of our current and future developments. Getting feedback is really important to Mendeley, and there are a number of channels that you can go through depending on what you'd like to say or what you need help with. The Mendeley blog will help you to stay up to date, as well as offer tips to get the most out of Mendeley. You can go to the blog at blog.mendeley.com to read the latest posts. If you come along to our community.mendeley.com/guides page, you'll find a number of resources that will help you to learn some of the features of Mendeley in a little bit more detail. You can help Mendeley be even better by leaving us feedback. If you go to feedback.mendeley.com, you can submit your own ideas and suggestions, or you can vote on other people's ideas. Our developers check this page regularly for ideas, and they do get back to users with updates on progress. We are here to help. If you have any questions, you can visit our support page at support.mendeley.com. Not only will you find thousands of other articles addressing questions which have been asked by previous Mendeley users, but you also have the opportunity to post your own question, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Finally, would you like to join our network of Mendeley advisors? Our advisors range from students to professors in nearly every continent. Here's a quick video to introduce you to the program.
How can you spot a Mendeley advisor? Are they teachers? Are they technology explorers? Are they evangelists? Are they super users? Are they research ninjas? The truth is, there are as many advisors as there are reasons for doing it. The program connects over 2,000 global advisors, from students to professors across the world, and growing. So how do you fit into this global team of enthusiasts? Well, you can get involved by doing beta and user testing, giving presentations, providing one-on-one support to your colleagues, and simply by spreading the word. The advisor program is tailored to fit your schedule, not the other way around. In return, we provide you with VIP access to our developers, premium product features, invite you to the exclusive Mendeley Advisor Group and to Mendeley events, and send you a bag of pretty cool swag. And if that's not enough, we'll give you bragging rights by slapping an awesome badge on your Mendeley profile. Jan Reichelt, co-founder and president of Mendeley, said, "Our users have always been at the core of Mendeley, and since 2009, the advisor program is the best and most visible representation of this approach." At Mendeley, we're changing the way we do research, but we need your help. So, what kind of advisor are you? Learn more about the program and apply today at mendeley.com/advisors.
We've just gone over all of the great features Mendeley brings to researchers, but that's not all. Mendeley Institutional Edition, or MIE, is the enterprise edition of Elsevier's leading workflow tool. It enriches the Mendeley solution, which is trusted by over 5 million users to stay up to date, collaborate, manage references, benchmark, and showcase their work with institutional goal-based insights and management capabilities. Mendeley Institutional Edition was launched in 2014, and only 2.5 years later, over 500 libraries around the world provide institutional-wide access to Mendeley Premium. Let's now take a look at Mendeley Institutional Edition in action. Institutions subscribing to Mendeley Institutional Edition have their own and exclusive institutional group on Mendeley. These groups are discoverable to the Mendeley community, although only members are able to interact with other members or access the articles and references shared by its members. Let's go ahead and click through to see what an MIE group looks like. MIE groups can be navigated via the 4 tabs on the left-hand pane: Overview, Members, Settings, and Analytics. Let's take a look at the first one, Overview, and I'll come back to the other 3 in just a moment. The Overview page is one of the 2 tabs that are visible to the rest of the Mendeley community, and this is where non-members can request to join the group. Here you can see a list of the recent publications which have been added to the group. You can see who owns the group. You have a short little description of the group. You can see the list of the members and scroll down to see a list of the top authors. If we go ahead and click on Settings, you can see that the Settings tab is divided into 4 sub-tabs: Details, Members, Holdings, and Open URL Resolvers. Under the Details sub-tab is where you can add information about your group. So you can assign your group name, write up a short description, add your logo, and your library link. The Members tab is where group owners would go to invite and remove members or to change the ownership of the group to someone else. There are a couple of different ways to invite people to join your group. You can invite them one by one with their email address and send a little message. Or you can upload a CSV file with their name and email, and again, edit the message. In both cases, users will receive an email with the instructions they need to follow to join the group. From the Members tab on the left-hand side, you get an overview of the members associated with this particular MIE group. So at the top here, you can see the owner, and below you can see there are several admins associated with this account as well. You can assign privileges using this drop-down. And if you're searching for a particular member, you can use the search feature at the top. Group owners can access the settings menu for the MIE group. They can change the group details. They can add and remove members and upload journal holdings. The owner is the one who receives the MIE group monthly report and can also access the analytics for their MIE group. To remove individual members, you can use the drop-down, but if you wanted to do a bulk remove of a group, you could do that under Settings. From Settings and the Holdings subtab, you can click on this link in order to upload up to 200,000 journal titles to Mendeley. Mendeley will then compare what you are subscribing to versus what the members of the group are reading or publishing. This will assist you to make content development and management-informed decisions. An open URL is a standardized link that carries citation information. When a user clicks on an open URL link, the information it contains is sent to a library's URL resolver, also known as a link resolver. The open URL resolver then looks through the library's subscriptions to determine if your institution has purchased the full text of the resource, and if so, where it can be found. If your institution has an open URL resolver, this would be the place to enter the information. User adoption is usually a primary concern for many of our new MIE subscribers. Ensuring researchers adopt a new platform is never an easy task, and it can require a lot of promotion and training. That's why Mendeley Institutional Edition has introduced the auto-affiliation process. With over 5 million users on Mendeley, chances are that quite a few researchers or students at your institute are already using the free version of Mendeley. With the auto-affiliation process, once an MIE group is set up, all users with a validated institutional email address associated with MIE are automatically enrolled to the relevant MIE group and therefore upgraded to the institutional premium plan. The auto-affiliation process runs every night for the full duration of the subscription. This means that every time a user joins Mendeley using an institutional email address affiliated to your MIE group, they are automatically upgraded and added to the group. We've just reviewed what MIE groups are and how to manage them. Let's move on now to the institutional level analytics. MIE group owners have access to the analytics dashboard. So once you click on the Analytics tab on the left, you'll have access to the main dashboard. Mendeley Analytics for Institutions provides insight on what members are reading, what members are publishing, the impact of the members' publications, and the social activity of the members. So let's take a look at each of these ones separately. The Reading tab enables you to better understand journal demand amongst members of your group, which can come in handy when you need to make some content investment decisions. As we scroll down this page, you can see an overview of what your members are reading per year. And as we scroll down, you can get a breakdown by discipline, and then top journals and highly read articles, all time, within the last 12 months, and for this month only. The Publishing tab gives you a nice overview of your group members' research output by journal titles. It also provides a list with the most prolific members that you can filter based on all time, the last 5 years, or within the last 12 months. You can also filter by discipline. The Impact tab shows which of the members' publications are most widely read and which are the members with the most readers. This view is really helpful to spot internal talent and track trends or the institution's research output. And finally, the Social tab is where you'll find information about how many members have joined the group by year, by month, and by week, as well as a discipline breakdown and a list of groups that have been created by the members. In addition to the data provided on the group dashboard, group owners receive this report on a monthly basis with an executive summary and 10 charts showing user demographics and group usage metrics. Where you see unavailable is because Mendeley didn't have enough data available. A message will always be displayed explaining the reason. So you can see the number of new users per quarter, new users by academic status per quarter, users by academic status, percentage of signups by academic status, and you can always go back to your metrics list or download the CSV file. Last but not least, subscribing institutions receive deployment support from a dedicated customer success team to ensure the maximum level of adoption within the institution. Our tailored deployment support services help institutions promote Mendeley and ensure rapid adoption within their institution by providing train-the-trainer workshops and communicating best practice. The rollout plan is divided in 4 phases. Phase 1, pre-launch. Phase 2, trainings and setup. Phase 3, rollout. And Phase 4, routine and optimization. Mendeley wants to provide the best productivity and collaboration platform to every researcher, student, and knowledge worker in the world. We're helping to accelerate scientific progress, drive scientific discovery, and make research more open. Mendeley also supports the research community through outreach efforts in developing countries, contributions to the Altmetrics project, and our continued advocacy for open access. And with that, we've come to the end of the presentation. I really hope you're excited about getting started with Mendeley. Thank you very much for your attention, and we'd like to wish you a warm welcome to Mendeley.